Welcome to Real World Peaceful Parenting, a podcast for parents that are tired of yelling, threatening, and punishing their kids. Join mom and master certified parent coach Lisa Smith as she gives you actionable, step-by-step strategies that'll help you transform your household from chaos to cooperation. Let's dive in.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to today's episode. Today I am joined once again by the lovely Hannah, mother of 4 children, Hive member, and social media expert, an all-around just amazing human being. Thank you for being here today, Hannah.
Thank you so much. It's one of my favorite things to get to come on this podcast.
Oh, yay. Well, you are an incredible guest. But today, Hannah is not going to be the guest. Today, Hannah is going to be the host. We are going to switch roles, reverse things around, however you want to say it. And Hannah is actually going to interview me today. So I'm going to pass the baton over to Hannah for today's episode and enjoy.
Thank you so much, Lisa. So I, along with all of your other listeners, love coming to your podcast week after week and getting awesome tips and real world examples of peaceful parenting. But what I would love to talk to you today about is your membership community called the Hive that you've mentioned before, but we haven't really dug into exactly what it is and what it's about. So I'd love to ask you some things about that.
Beautiful. Yes. Today we're going to talk all things Hive related.
Yes. So first and foremost, what exactly is the Hive?
Well, the Hive is sort of my dream, if you will. It really started as an idea that came to me to bring parents together in community who are like-minded and on a similar journey to get parent coaching in an affordable way. It feels amazing, that allows for accountability and support, and that allows parents to know things like, I'm not alone, I'm not broken, other people are going through similar things, I can do this, there's someone to hold me accountable, I can report back, I can come every week and make progress, I can support other people who are making progress, and I have a safe place for consistent parenting without shelling out tons of money and without shame and judgment from other parents. And so in thinking about this, I came up with this idea to create this monthly membership, this community, and I named it the Hive. So that's really what it is.
Awesome. I really love that. And I think that is so unique to have a community that is not a physical thing where you have to go somewhere and meet with, these other moms, which is great too. But I love that this community happens online so that some of my closest friends are in New Zealand or, all across the world. So I love that dream of yours. I'm so glad it's become a reality. Walk our listener through exactly how this works.
Yeah, for some people who aren't in the coaching world, this idea of a membership might be kind of foreign. So let me explain it. So you join the Hive, and what happens is we get together on Zoom. I provide the link via email. We get together on Zoom as a community. People have the option of turning on their camera or not turning on their camera. I could care less. I love seeing their faces, but if people want to, be doing other things while they're on the call, that's perfectly okay with me. And we get together at designated times, 3 times a week. And I start the call with an opening. I give a couple tips on something everybody can be working on. And then honestly, we jump right into coaching. And for roughly 90 minutes, 3 times a week, parents from all over the world come and ask me questions about themselves, their parenting, their kids, their family, their co-parenting, situations that happen at school, how to handle this. This is what I did. Sometimes I will give a parent a homework assignment and they'll come back and report how it went. And I'm helping each parent along their own individual journey along the path to peaceful parenting, but we're doing it in a community-like setting. And so we also record the call. And then at the end of every call, we send out the recording to the Hive members. So if you're not able to make a call or you're not able to make any calls, you can go back and listen to the recording after the fact and stay in touch with the different topics that we're coaching on that call.
I love that. Yeah, that's perfect. So you're talking about the community. Can you tell me a little bit about what the community is like? Because, if I'm going to get on a call and get coaching, I don't want to feel like I'm being judged while I'm getting this help.
It's a great question. And I have a passion for this answer because before I found peaceful parenting, when I was a dominant parent, all I wanted to do is do it differently. And no one wanted to have honest conversations about this. It's very hard to find like-minded people struggling with the same things I was struggling with. And it was very difficult to find people who were on a journey of discovery. And so one of the things that I am the most proud of in this community is the safe place that we've created. And I say we. I lead the community, but it's really of the people, for the people, by the people. We have members from all over the world, all different time zones, all different cultures, all different races, all different family makeups, right? We have single parents, we have co-parents that both get on the call. We have parents where only the dad gets on the call. We have parents where only the mom gets on the call. We have 2 mom families where only the mom gets on. We have grandparents raising their grandchildren. We have grandparents and daughters who get on together and brainstorm. We have a little bit of everything. We have people going through divorce. We have people that have never been married. We have people that have multiple children. We have people that have little kids, adult kids, teenagers, blended families, multiple children families, single parents or single child families. We really have it all. It is a cross section of the planet, I would say. And everyone is united in their quest for progress, not perfection. And the one thing I can promise you is there's no judgment. It is a completely safe space. It is full of support. It is a place where you can come and celebrate your victories. It's a place where you can come and ask for help. It's a place where you can come and openly discuss your setbacks and get support and love and understanding. It is not a place where we discuss polarizing topics like religion or politics or vegan versus meat eaters, or none of that happens in this place. This is a place that is united in support of progress, not perfection, on the path to peaceful parenting. And for as long as I run this membership, it will always be that way.
I could not agree more. I think everything you said just hit the nail on the head. And I think you would agree that everyone is so respectful and genuinely loving of all the other members in the group.
It's true. I personally don't know if I've ever been a part of something that is filled with so much love and support. And it warms my soul. You know, my heart smiles. I say it all the time to you all in the Hive. My heart smiles when we come together in community. And this isn't to say that every call is rainbows and unicorns. I mean, sometimes we discuss some really big, important topics. And sometimes people are going through a lot of stuff, you know, cancer, divorce, loss of a parent, loss of a co-parent. A child is struggling with mental health or got in trouble and needs to find their way. I mean, but underneath all of it is being united in that quest to find the path to peaceful parenting.
Yes. And all of the people that are coming together and bringing those struggles are having massive transformations. And I would love for you to talk a little bit about some of the transformations that you've seen from really dire circumstances and really, you know, people that come to you with so much pain and hurt and confusion. And I would love for you to just touch on how you've been able to help them move into the parents that they've always dreamed of being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. Some of the transformations are pretty incredible. You know, we've had people that are verbally abusive, physically abusive to their kids, overly permissive. We've had people that are just completely dysregulated, melting down on their children all the time. And, you know, it's interesting to watch it. I'd love to hear you comment on this too, because sometimes people come in skeptical that, well, this might have worked for other people. I'm going to give it a shot, but I'm kind of doubtful that I'm really going to be able to make any progress. And they come in very dysregulated, right? Very upset and not knowing what to do. And one of the things I offer to all of my clients, including people in the Hive, is I always encourage you to borrow my hope that the change is possible. Borrow my hope and belief until you get there. And so I'm always loaning out hope and belief to new Hive members. And time again, I mean, we could just go through story after story of a mom of three three little kids, two twins and a little boy, and just complete chaos in the home, to fast forward 90 days and there's just tons of cooperation. Or a mom that's struggling with some depression and doesn't think she can ever stop yelling at her kids, really being able to communicate with them in a way that the kids feel connected to the mom. They're getting a lot of cooperation in the home. To, a mom who is separating from the co-parent. The co-parent is moving out and there's a lot of dysregulation, to the mom being able to be the most emotionally intelligent person in the room and really helping the kids work through their struggle of the parents separating and now living in different homes. And then the beauty is, so we'll have all of that and the parents will transform. And at some point they'll come on a Hive call and say, wow, I can't believe where I'm at. I can't believe where I've started. I can't believe how far I've come, Lisa. Just this week, happened. And I was able to stay completely regulated, come alongside my kid and co-regulate and, really feel the progress that they've made. And we all get to observe it and cheer them on as well. So that is one of my favorite things. And then we have other parents that come in and they, want to talk about, hey, how do I get my kids to get their shoes on in the morning and get to school on time? How do I get my teenager to do their homework? How do I help my kid understand this? So another thing I really love about the Hive is no challenge is too big or too little, right? And I love that I could have coached on something really big, and then the next person comes along and says, how do I get my kid to get their shoes on? And there's no shame or fear or uncomfortableness about asking that question, just as much as the person asks the question about something really big and intense. Everybody feels welcome to ask for coaching. Everybody gets coaching. And it really is a community that supports each other. I just can't say that enough. There's no hierarchy of challenges to face. Some challenges are not more important or better than others, and everybody feels welcome to ask their question. Wouldn't you agree, Hannah?
I completely agree. And, I feel like I could talk about the benefits of the Hive forever, but I think one of the main things that comes to my mind is that sometimes someone offers something and it seems too good to be true. And a lot of times it is. It's like, take this pill and get shredded in 30 days, or, it looks too good to be true. And I think that's what happened to me when I first joined the Hive. And I was excited, but I was tentative. I was like, okay, I don't, exactly like you said, I'm not sure. She doesn't know my kids. She doesn't know my struggles. And then, you get there and like you said, step by step, little by little, these changes happen. And then when there is a setback, you and the community come and support each other and talk through it. And it's not just like, oh, you'll get there, keep trying. It's like, no, here are tools. Here's a way to do it differently. And I'm going to hold space for you while you do that. And I'm going to believe in you that you will get there. So it's all of that combined together. It's not just like happy words and, rainbows and unicorn. It's actual steps and it's actual tools that work. And yeah, it's even better than I could have imagined. So
I love that. I love that. The other magical thing I would like to say that happens in the Hive is two things. Number one, sometimes when you're getting coached, you're in the thick of it. And so you're hearing me, but it's hard to sort of answer the questions and listen and take in everything I'm saying. So number one, there's a recording you can go back and listen to, which sometimes I'll say to a parent, I want to really encourage you to go back and listen to this. So that's one thing that happens. But the other magic is sometimes you're listening to someone else get coached about a similar topic, and it really cements the lesson you're meant to learn. There is really a lot of value in listening to other people get coached in a safe community. It deepens the learnings that you're working on. It gives you a different perspective. You're sort of the watcher of the person getting coached, and you can see how that's all going. And then the third thing that happens, which I know you've commented on before, is sometimes I coach someone in something and the Hive members are listening to it. And afterwards, the Hive member will think, I really needed to hear that. And I didn't even know I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was going on in my home. And wow, I'll give you an example that's come up a lot lately. Ironically, I coached someone about a month ago, maybe it was 2 months ago. I think you'll remember this. She was going on vacation with her 2 little kids, and she wanted to know, how do I make this the best vacation possible? And we went through all the steps. I gave her lots of coaching. She took great notes. And since then, 4 people have gone into the Facebook group and said, I'm going on vacation. And this mom has been able to say, oh, go listen to this call. Lisa gave me great advice. And here's the whole protocol and what to do on vacation.
Yes, yes. And that blends perfectly into my next question, which is, what if someone can't make the live coaching calls? Is there still a benefit for them to be in the Hive?
That's a great question. Well, I'll give you the logistics answer, and then we'll talk about what happens also. So the calls, we try to schedule them in all time zones. So no matter where you live in the world, there is at least 1 call a week during your waking hours. And as I mentioned earlier, each call is recorded and uploaded to a private password-only membership space where you can go and access all the content, all the calls, right? They're recorded. And we have someone in the Hive, shout out to Viv, because she does it for us. She's our air traffic controller, we call her. She takes amazing notes during the calls and timestamps them. And so also after every call, an email goes out to every Hive member, not only with the recording, but the notes of the call. So if you are an incredibly busy as a bee parent, which I totally understand, some people are, you can actually look at the email. And I know lots of parents that do this, and they'll scroll through all the different topics we coached on and go, oh, I need to hear that one. I need to hear that one. Okay, that's at minute 27. Let me fast forward to minute 27 and listen to that. And then I need to hear that one. It's at minute 45. Let me fast forward. So the idea here is you don't need to come to the calls live, because remember, I said there's a lot of growth and opportunity in listening to other people get coached. We actually have one member of the Hive. We have quite a few members that don't come to the live calls, but one person in particular, she's been with the Hive since the very beginning, which is going on almost 4 years now. She has never come to a live call, and she reports having had massive transformations within her family. She's the mother of a lot of little kids. Her husband's in the military. They travel a lot. She works. She listens to the calls as a recording. She puts it in her calendar. She makes the time. She listens to at least 1 call a week. And she has had a massive transformation in the Hive without ever coming to a live call.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, Lisa. And what if I get busy and I stop needing help? How does that work if I'm in the Hive?
Well, Hannah and listener, that is why it is a month-to-month membership. It's not a one-time thing because, let's be honest, transformation takes time. I don't care what you're transforming, whether you're remodeling a home, getting muscles on your body, training for a marathon, learning how to speak a foreign language, or getting on the path to peaceful parenting. Transformation takes time. So the Hive is built as a month-to-month membership. It's pay as you go, right? You join, and then every month your membership is charged. And one of the reasons that I work so hard to keep the membership affordable, and I really do feel like it's incredibly affordable, is because sometimes people get busy. They go away for a month. They have a baby. They have to step away because they have a sick parent. It's back to school and things are really busy. They're traveling for a little bit, or they've got a project at work. And so I really made the decision to make this an affordable month-to-month membership so that if people have to take a little break for a week or 2 or a month, the membership sits there waiting for them so they're ready to rejoin.
Before we finish up, Lisa, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about one of my favorite parts of the Hive, the Saturday workshops.
Oh, yes. Yes, I live for these. So once you're a Hive member, roughly once a month, we do a special workshop on a Saturday for about 90 minutes where we jump on Zoom together as a community. Attendance is optional. But I take you deep into a topic. We do a deep dive into a special topic. It might be kids and technology. It might be how to overcome shame and guilt. It might be how to set limits. It might be how to think about co-parenting in a peaceful way. We take a different topic. Sometimes the topics are about our kids and sometimes they're about us. And we dive deep into it for about 90 minutes, almost as a specialty class. And it gives people a chance to really learn about something. We often have a workbook. We do some work live together on this topic. And then, of course, just like anything else, if you can't make it live, it's not a problem. We send out the notes and the recording afterwards. And then we store it in a special bonus content section inside the Hive portal. So recently we talked about sleep. We had an expert come in and we talked all about sleep. So sometimes people will have a question about sleep that's beyond just a simple coaching answer. And then we also have this resource where we can send them where they can dive into a specific topic. Another example, sibling fighting, right? Occasionally this will come up. I mean, because, occasionally kids fight. And kidding. I'm kidding. So I can coach someone on sibling fighting, but then I can also send them to deep dive into this workshop where they can learn even more about sibling fighting. And then if they want to come back to the next call and ask more questions, they're available to do that as well. So yeah, those Saturday workshops, I think those are pretty special and quite a bonus that's offered in the Hive, especially given the monthly rate. So you basically get 3 calls a week, which is 12 calls a month. And then you get a bonus workshop as well.
And you could come to every single one of them if you wanted to.
That's right. Or none, or half of them, or a third of them, or come when you need something. I mean, I want to say this. We have literally had parents before that have gotten on the Hive call. And when it was their turn to get coached, they've literally said, I was driving home from school today and this happened. And I looked at my calendar and I realized there was a chance to get on the call and talk to you. So this just happened a half an hour ago. And this is exactly what I need help with.
Yes.
Right. Which is one of the reasons that I developed the Hive. And the way I think about it is for a very affordable monthly fee, right? For a very affordable investment, you get to have a master certified parent coach, an expert who's been doing this for 16 years and work with thousands of parents successfully around the world. You get to have a master certified parent coach in your back pocket that you are never more than 2 or 3 days away from accessing and getting live real-time coaching. And in many instances, you can get coaching that day. Where else in your life does that happen?
Right. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate you taking the time to answer these questions for all of us. And what I'm getting from it is that there's really no reason why you wouldn't join. And a whole world of opportunity is waiting in the Hive.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you, Hannah. You asked great questions, gave us a real chance to give people an insight into what's happening inside the Hive. And listener, I know you want to join. So either click on the link in the show notes or go to thehivecoaching.com where you can learn all about the Hive and get yourself signed up. I cannot wait to work with you. And until we meet again, I'm wishing you peaceful parenting.
Thanks for listening to Real World Peaceful Parenting. If you want more info on how you can transform your parenting, visit thepeacefulparent.com. See you soon.